Tonight, before you close your eyes and drift into sleep, let the day release its grip. You've carried enough. You've done enough. You've felt enough. Now is the time to surrender, not in defeat, but in trust. This is a quiet invitation to come back home, not to a place, but to a presence, the presence of the Lord, who has never once left your side. He has walked with you through each moment, and now he stands beside you, ready to carry what you no longer need to hold. There is no pressure here, no expectations, no proving, just presence, just peace, just the quiet stillness of being fully known and fully loved. That is what this moment offers. That is what your Father invites you into. And even if your thoughts are scattered, even if your body feels restless, even if your heart is unsure how to let go, he is not in a hurry. His peace moves slower than the pace of the world, but deeper. He is not looking at your productivity. He is looking at your heart. You are safe now, safe to release the tension in your jaw, safe to soften your shoulders, safe to exhale, safe to simply breathe, safe to fall apart a little, safe to speak what hasn't been said all day, safe to let silence speak louder than your words, safe to remember that being a child of God means you are never alone, not even in the darkest part of the night, not even when your body lies still and your eyes close. Lord, I bring you the weight I've carried today, the moments I pretended were lighter than they were, the conversations that echoed in my head, the doubts that pressed against my confidence, the fears I didn't share with anyone, the decisions I made with trembling hands. I bring them to you one by one, not because I know what to do with them, but because I trust you to hold what I cannot. You say, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." So here I am, weary, yes, burdened, yes, but willing to rest, not just to sleep, but to rest in you, to lay down my defenses, to let go of striving, to be still in your presence, to breathe in grace and exhale all the fear that has taken up too much room. You are not asking for perfection, you are asking for surrender, and tonight, I surrender everything I was not made to carry. You are not far, you are not silent, you are not watching from a distance, you are here, closer than the next breath, watching over me not with judgment, but with care, not with condemnation but with compassion, and in your care, I am allowed to let go. I am allowed to rest without apology. I am allowed to be tired and still be loved. I am allowed to stop, because you never do. Let your peace settle into this room like a blanket. Let it cover the spaces that feel exposed. Let it soften the hard places. Let it fill every inch of air around me. Let it press against my skin and soak into my thoughts and replace the chaos with calm. Let me feel you here, not because you've just arrived, but because I've finally slowed down enough to notice you. You have been with me all day, in the conversations I had, in the silence I sat in the steps I took and the ones I didn't, in the moments I laughed and the moments I broke. You are there, and you are here still. You have not left. You have not grown tired. You have not turned away. Your love is steady. Your presence is constant. Your faithfulness never shifts. You are the same yesterday, today, and forever. And while I sleep, you remain awake. You remain at work. You remain in control. I can lie down because you are standing watch. I can sleep because you do not. I can release control because you never needed me to hold it. You are God, and I am not. And that is not a disappointment. It is a relief. It means I can stop trying to be everything and simply rest in the one who already is. You know me completely, not just the version I show others, not just the part of me that is polished and acceptable. You know the questions I'm too afraid to ask. You know the pain I still don't understand. You know the dreams I've stopped praying for. You know the places where I still carry shame, and you are not scared of any of. You step into the mess. You lean into the silence. You meet me where I am, and you don't leave me there. Thank you, Lord, for loving me in ways I can't yet love myself. Thank you for being patient while I learn to let go. Thank you for grace that is not dependent on my performance. Thank you for mercy that meets me in the middle of my weakness. Thank you for calling me chosen, even when I feel overlooked. Thank you for calling me whole, even when I feel broken. Thank you for staying, even when I've tried to run. Tonight, I give you everything, every regret, every fear, every loose end, every apology I haven't spoken, every decision I'm still questioning, Every pressure I can't talk about, every responsibility that feels too heavy, every word that wounded, every expectation unmet. I hand it all over, not because it's all fixed, but because you are enough even when I am not. Let me find rest now, not because everything is right, but because you are righteous, not because every answer is clear, but because you are trustworthy, not because I've earned rest, but because you give it freely. Let my body relax into this bed as my spirit relaxes into your arms. Let the rhythm of sleep begin to unfold slowly, gently, without urgency. Let my breath deepen, and my thoughts become soft. Cover this room with peace. Surround this home with protection. Guard the hearts of those I love. Let no fear enter here. Let no lie take root. Let your angels stand at every door and every window. Let the sound of your voice be the last thing I remember tonight. Speak, even in dreams. Heal even in silence. Mend what I don't even know is broken, and prepare me even while I rest, for what you have already made ready. You are the shepherd, I am your sheep. You lead me beside still waters. You restore my soul, even in sleep. You restore me, even in silence. You renew. You are my light in darkness, my anchor in storm, my quiet in chaos, my truth in confusion, my comfort in weariness, my God in all things. And so I lie down, not to escape, but to enter into peace. I lie down, not to run away from life, but to fall deeper into the arms of the one who gave it. I lie down, not in fear of what tomorrow might bring, but in assurance that tomorrow is already in your hands. I don't know what waits beyond this night, but I know who waits for me on the other side of it, and that is enough. There is a stillness here that the world cannot imitate, a sacred quiet, a place where time slows and fear loses its grip, where thoughts no longer shout, but soften, and the heart is no longer braced for impact. Here in this moment, the soul exhales, because God is near, not near in concept, not near in theory, but near in truth, near in spirit, near in the way the morning sun warms closed windows, near in the way a whisper reaches the ear, even in the dark. He is not far from you, he has never been far. Though the world feels loud, though the voices of failure and shame try to crowd in, he is present in this very breath, present in the quiet that falls when you stop trying to manage everything, present in the tears that have no words, present in the thoughts you keep hidden, even from yourself. There is nothing you must hide from him, because he already sees, and he already stays. Lord, in this quiet I come again, not with answers but with questions, not with pride but with need. I come with the parts of me that are still unraveling, the questions I don't know how to speak aloud, the disappointments I didn't expect, the moments today where I felt invisible, the weight that built up slowly, until I forgot how heavy it became. I place it all before you, not as a perfect offering, but as a real one. I bring what's true, not what's tidy. I bring the things I tried to control, the moments I responded poorly, the thoughts I can't seem to shape, and the memories that replay even when I want to forget. I do not have to be polished here. You are not looking for my resume, you are listening for my heart, and so I bring it, even if it's trembling, even if it's raw, even if it's confused. I bring it, because you are the only place I know that can truly hold it. You are not afraid of the truth. You do not recoil from pain. You do not walk away when I am unsure. You lean in closer. You lift my chin. You remind me who I am, not by what I've done, but by who you've always been. You are the one who sees me, truly sees me, not just the mask I wear, not just the version others expect, but me, the real, tired, wondering, imperfect me. And you call me worthy of rest. You call me into peace. You call me to stop striving. You said, be still, and know that I am God. You did not say, be productive and know that I am God. You did not say, be successful and know. You said to be still, to rest, to breathe, to trust. So here I am, Lord, still, quiet, open. I do not have all the words, but you already know what I would say. I do not have all the strength, but you are already holding me. I do not have all the peace, but I rest in yours. Let this room become a sanctuary. Let these four walls be filled with presence. Let every anxious thought begin to quiet. Let every restless muscle begin to unwind. Let every fear shrink in the light of who you are. Let your spirit fill this space, not as an idea, but as a real and living comfort. A comfort that reaches deeper than any sleep aid. A comfort that settles bones, loosens breath, and covers the soul like a soft and holy blanket. You are my covering. You are my shelter. You are my shield. And even when I cannot feel you clearly, I will choose to trust that you are here, because you said you would be, because you have never broken a promise, because my faith is not built on how I feel but on who you are. Thank you for the stillness. Thank you for the invitation to rest. Thank you for not requiring perfection before you offer peace. Thank you for not demanding performance. Thank you for being the kind of God who kneels low, who comes close, who waits with me in the quiet. Tonight, I surrender once more. Surrender the outcomes I've tried to force. Surrender the people I've tried to change. Surrender the timelines I've tried to control. Surrender the pressure I've placed on my own chest. I lay them all down, not because I've figured out how, but because I'm tired of pretending I don't need to. Let me sleep not in avoidance, but in confidence. Let me drift not in fear, but in assurance. Let me lie here, not running, but returning to the truth I've always known, and sometimes forget, that I am yours, and that will always be enough. Let your voice be the only one I hear tonight, louder than fear, softer than shame, gentler than my own self-judgment. Speak peace over me, speak quiet, speak calm, speak rest, even if it's only a whisper. Let it reach the deepest parts of me. You are the shepherd, I am the sheep. You lead me beside still waters. You restore my soul, even in the night, especially in the night. You are restoring me, cell by cell, thought by thought, heartbeat by heartbeat. You are mending what's worn thin, and you are doing it gently. Thank you for being gentle. The world is not always kind, but you are. The world rushes, but you wait. The world demands, but you invite. Thank you for being unlike anything I've ever known, and yet, somehow everything I've ever needed. I don't have to be on guard right now. I don't have to rehearse the past. I don't have to prepare for the future. I can simply be, because you are already ahead of me. You are already handling tomorrow. You are already holding what's next. Let me rest in that. Let me believe it, even if just for tonight. Let it carry me into sleep. Not restless, not anxious, but deeply trusting, knowing you've got me, knowing you've always had me. As this moment continues, as my breath slows, as my body begins to surrender to the rhythm of rest, I stay present, present in your goodness, present in your nearness, present in the stillness you offer. And in this stillness, I find my soul remembering again, this peace has a name, this quiet has a source, this rest has a foundation, and that foundation is you. Vico, to be quiet now. You don't need to think another thought. You don't need to solve another problem. You don't need to answer the questions that won't stop asking. This space is not for solutions. It is for surrender, and you are safe to surrender here. There is no audience. There is no judgment. There is only love. Real, deep, divine love. Not the kind that shifts when you fall short, but the kind that stays. The kind that never needed you to impress it. The kind that knew every weakness before you spoke your first word. The kind that covers shame and speaks peace instead. Tonight you are not in trouble. You are not forgotten. You are not too far gone. You are held by the same God who split seas, who walked on water, who wept beside tombs, who rose in power, and who calls your name now, in the gentlest voice the soul can know. Let your heart beat slow. Let your lungs expand, and as they do, imagine the tension leaving your body. Imagine the fear loosening its grip. Imagine the judgment melting away. This is not performance. This is communion. You were made for this. You were made for Him. Lord, in this space, teach me to let go. I don't want to carry what you've already offered to take. I don't want to stay stuck in cycles of anxiety when you've given me peace. I don't want to define myself by my wounds when you call me healed. You are the healer of hearts, the restorer of broken things, and even if I can't see the full picture yet, I trust that you are already mending what I cannot reach. There were moments today I doubted you, moments I forgot to pray, moments I believed lies about who I am, moments I felt like giving up, and yet, you didn't leave, you didn't withdraw, you didn't wait for me to earn my way back to you, you simply stayed, you simply whispered, come, and here I am. I do not come with strong faith tonight, I come with small faith, worn faith, tired faith, but I bring it anyway, because you said faith the size of a mustard seed is enough. You are not measuring the strength of my trust, only its direction, and I point it to you, fragile as it is. I lay it at your feet. You are enough to carry the weight of it. You have always been enough, enough when I had nothing to give, enough when the world gave me more than I could handle, enough when I didn't know what tomorrow would bring, enough when I pretended I was okay, enough when I admitted I wasn't. You were still enough, so I lean into you now, like a child, leaning into a parent. No explanations needed, no right words, just closeness, just rest, just comfort, because that's what I've needed all along. Not a solution, not a plan, just the warmth of being held by someone who truly sees me. Thank you for seeing me, thank you for not turning away, thank you for holding all the pieces when I can't hold them myself. Thank you for grace that doesn't run out. Thank you for the slow work of healing that's happening even now. Thank you that I don't have to chase peace, because peace has already found me. Your peace is not temporary, it's not fragile, it's not based on my circumstances. It goes deeper than emotions, deeper than logic, deeper than the stories I've believed about myself. Your peace rewrites those stories. Your peace replaces fear with love. Your peace anchors me. And even now, as my breathing deepens and my body relaxes, I can feel it, the quiet strength of your nearness. Not loud, not forceful, but steady, sure, constant. You are the vine, I am the branch. Apart from you, I can do nothing, but with you I bear fruit. Even in seasons that feel empty, you are planting something beneath the surface. Even in nights like this, when I only have stillness to offer, you are at work. Let me remember that the night is not wasted. Let me remember that rest is not idleness. Let me remember that your spirit does just as much in silence as you do in the storms. You are not only God in the doing, you are God in the being, and I am still your child even when I am simply lying here doing nothing at all. Let that truth wrap around me like warmth. Let it sink deeper than my stress. Let it become my reality, that I am already loved, already chosen, already seen, already whole, even as I continue healing. Your word says he will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield. I don't have to run to find safety. I am already under your wing, already in the place of refuge, already protected, even here, even now. I don't need to figure it all out. I don't need to fix myself before I'm worthy of rest. I don't need to wait for a better day to be honest with you. You are listening now. You are loving me now. You are holding space for me now. So not because everything is finished, but because I am not alone in the unfinished. Let this room be filled with your presence. Let this bed become a sacred space. Let my mind become soft, like a field under the evening rain. Let the noise fade. Let the past stay behind. Let tomorrow wait. Let your voice be the only voice I hear. Even if you say nothing at all, your presence is enough. Even if no answers come tonight, your nearness is better. I do not need to be strong right now. I just need to be still, because you, Lord, are my strength. I breathe in the promise of peace. I breathe out the weight of control. I breathe in the stillness of grace. I breathe out the judgment I placed on myself. I breathe in the truth that I am known. I breathe out the fear that I am not enough. And I keep breathing, because you keep holding me. As sleep approaches, as dreams begin to form behind my eyes, as time loosens its grip, I remain here, anchored, centered, covered, kept. Let this be holy ground. Let this be healing ground. Let this be the space where you whisper new life into old wounds. You are not done with me. You never gave up on me. You are not disappointed. You are delighted, even in my frailty, even in my silence, even in my rest. The night carries a quiet honesty. When all distractions have faded, when the room is still, when no one is watching, we come face to face with what's true. Not what we show others, not what we post, not what we perform, but what we feel, what we carry. And in this sacred quiet, God meets us there. He does not flinch at our truth. He does not rush us to be okay. He simply says, I know, and somehow, in his knowing, peace begins to take root. Not because the pain has vanished, but because we are no longer alone with it. Lord, I don't need you to fix everything tonight. I just need to know you're here, and you are. I feel your nearness like the hush that follows a storm. You are not the storm. You are the calm that comes after. You are the voice that speaks after the noise. You are the embrace that holds what's left. Thank you for not requiring explanations. Thank you for not needing polished prayers. You hear the cries that never made it into words. You count the tears that never fell. You see the battle behind the smile. And still you stay. You stay, through the confusion, through the disappointment, through the long, slow healing. There are parts of me I don't understand, emotions that rise without reason, memories that still sting, questions I keep tucked away, but you are not intimidated by mystery. You sit with me inside it. You shine light without pushing. You bring truth without shame. Let me receive that tonight, not as something to earn, but as something already given. You said, peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. You didn't say I had to achieve it. You didn't say I had to be worthy of it. You said it is yours to give. And so I receive it. Peace in the silence. Peace in the questions. Peace in the places I don't yet understand. Peace that doesn't always make sense to the world, but makes perfect sense to the soul. Peace that fills the gaps. Peace that soothes the wounds. Peace that stays when sleep is slow to come. Tonight I won't resist the rest you offer, even if my thoughts try to race, even if my mind tries to replay the day, even if my heart feels unready. I choose rest anyway, because rest isn't a reward, it's a reminder that I'm not in control, and I never had to be. You are the one who never slumbers, who keeps watch while I lay still, who moves in the unseen places, who works while I rest. So I will not fear the dark, I will not fear the unknown, I will not fear the waiting, because none of these things are greater than you. The weight I've carried is known to you. The stories I've held inside, you already read them. The moments I felt alone, you were already beside me. The pain I didn't want to admit, you already saw it, and you didn't walk away. You are not the kind of God who avoids pain. You are the one who stepped into it, who took it, who bore it, who redeemed it, and who promises that none of it is wasted. Not one tear, not one prayer, not one silent night. Let that be enough for me right now. Let that truth carry more weight than my worry. Let that promise become the pillow I rest on, that I am not forgotten, I am not abandoned, I am not beyond restoration. Even in the things I don't understand, you are still good. Even in the places that feel unfinished, you are still faithful. Even in the waiting, you are still working. I don't need to feel it to believe it, because faith isn't a feeling, it's a decision. And I choose to believe you again tonight. Lord, for every thought that won't quiet, be my stillness. For every fear that knocks again, be my refuge. For every weight I carry into this room, be my strength. For every lie I've believed, be my truth. For every wound still healing, be my comfort. Wrap your arms around me now, not with pressure, but with peace. Not with force, but with gentleness. Cover this place like a blanket. Let your presence rest over me, like the soft light of dawn, before the sun has risen. Even if this night is long, I will not be afraid. Even if the dreams are strange, I will not be shaken. Even if I wake with questions, I will wake with you beside me, because you are the beginning and the end, and you are also the middle, the part I'm in right now. So I let the day go, let the weight drop. Let the mind settle, let the heart breathe, let the silence rise, let the breath deepen, let this be sacred, let this be holy, let this be home. I return to the place where I don't need to prove, I don't need to produce, I don't need to earn, I only need to be a child again, a soul again, just here, just loved, just enough. You love me in my weakness, you see beauty in my brokenness, you speak gently to my confusion. You never turn away, you draw near, and you stay. Tonight, Lord, I let you hold what I can't. I let you carry what I've tried to bear alone. I let you lead where I can't see the path. I let you be God so I don't have to pretend to be. I am tired of pretending, tired of pretending, tired of managing every detail, tired of appearing okay when I'm not, tired of hiding, and I know you see it all, and you say I don't have to carry that anymore, so I let it fall into your hands, into your care. You are my shepherd, you lead me beside quiet waters, you restore my soul, even now, even here, even as sleep slowly finds me, you restore, and when I wake, whether in the middle of the night, or when the sun comes through my window, I will wake still held, still loved, still yours, because your love doesn't fade in the dark, it deepens, it holds stronger. So I rest, not because I have no trouble, but because I trust you with my trouble. I sleep, not because I am without questions, but because I believe you are still answering them. I breathe, not because the air is always light, but because you are always present in it. Let that presence remain. Let it stretch beyond the walls. Let it wrap around my family. Let it shield this home. Let it rise in the quiet like a soft unspoken anthem, that you are here, you are near, you are good, and you are not leaving. There is something sacred in this stillness, something that cannot be touched by busyness or broken by noise. It is the presence of the one who created the stars, the one who hung the moon in place, the one who carved every valley and whispered light into the sky, and yet still chooses to sit quietly with you now. He is not waiting for you to perform. He is not waiting for your perfect words. He is not tallying your mistakes. He is simply here, present, patient, kind, gentle enough for tears, strong enough for storms, close enough to hear the unspoken, holy enough to hold it all. There are parts of your soul that are weary. You've carried long days. You've carried expectations. You've carried the tension of trying to hold it all together. And here in the stillness of this hour, you no longer need to carry any of it alone. Here you are allowed to put it down, not just for tonight, but truly for good. Lord, I come again, not out of duty, but out of need. I come to you because I have nowhere better to go, no safer place to land, no gentler hands to rest in. I come with the remnants of today, the words I wish I'd spoken differently, the thoughts I tried to ignore, the prayers I forgot to pray, and still, you receive me, you welcome me, you draw me in without scolding, without shaming. You whisper, I've missed you, not because you were gone, but because I hadn't stopped long enough to notice you. And even now, your voice wraps around my heart like a quiet song, the kind that softens the bones and stills the mind. Thank you for being unchanging, in a world that shifts, in relationships that fracture, in routines that fail. You remain. When I have nothing else to stand on, you are the ground beneath me, and when I lie down, you are still there, the foundation that will never move. Let me trust you with what's unfinished, with the conversation I didn't have, with the decision I'm still unsure about, with the feelings I haven't sorted through, with the deadlines looming in the distance, with the roles I feel unqualified for. Let me believe that you are not just enough for eternity, but enough for tomorrow, enough for morning, enough for the very next breath. I don't always know how to let go. I confess that. I hold too tightly, I overthink, I overplan, I fear the worst and hope too small. But here I want to open my hands again, even if slowly, even if shakily. Let this be the night I stop gripping so tightly what was never mine to control. Let your peace cover every corner of my mind, the parts still spinning, the parts still hurting, the parts I try to hide even from myself. Come, Jesus, and speak to those hidden places. Come and breathe life again into what I thought was too dry to revive. Come and sit beside me, like you did in the garden, when you knew the cross was coming, and still chose love. There are burdens I've grown used to carrying, wounds I've stopped trying to heal, patterns I've accepted as permanent. But you, Lord, are a God of resurrection. You do not see dead ends. You see beginnings. You do not see rubble. You see restoration. You do not see failure. You see future. Let that future begin here, in this quiet space, where it's just you and me. No noise, no pretending, just breath, just presence, just peace. That's where the healing begins, not in grand gestures, but in stillness, in trust, in the slow, patient surrender of one night at a time. Tonight I lay down every mask, the one that says I'm fine, the one that says I'm strong, the one that smiles when I'm breaking inside. You see past it all, and you love me anyway. There is no part of me that shocks you. There is no brokenness you didn't already account for when you called me yours. So I let your truth speak louder than my fears. I let your words speak louder than my doubts. I let your grace speak louder than the shame that tries to creep in. You said, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. So I will not hide my weakness. I will lay it at your feet, and let you do what only you can do. Let your spirit rest in this room. Let every shadow flee in your presence. Let every anxious heartbeat be calmed. Let every restless thought be quieted. Let the weight of your love settle over me like the hush before dawn. Let your mercy meet me again, fresh as the morning dew. You are not tired of me. You are not annoyed by my repetition. You do not roll your eyes at my doubt. You are not measuring me against some standard. You simply love, and you always will. From the cross to this quiet moment, you have never stopped. Even now, you intercede for me. Even now you are speaking over my life. Even now, you are holding things I cannot see. Even now, you are preparing a way. Even now, you are protecting, providing, positioning, all while I lay here still and small, with nothing to offer but open hands. And that is enough. My surrender is enough. My stillness is enough. My trust, however fragile, is enough. You never asked me to impress you. You simply asked me to trust you. And so tonight that is what I bring. Breathe your word into me again, not just for knowledge, but for healing. Speak promises into my spirit, not just so I'll remember, but so I'll believe, so I'll rest, so I'll find comfort, so I'll rise tomorrow, not in striving, but in peace. I am not behind. I am not too late. I am not broken beyond repair. I am exactly where you've placed me, even when I don't understand it, even when it's hard to see the good. I trust that you are still writing the story, and this chapter too will be redeemed. So I breathe deeper now. I release the clenched jaw. I loosen the shoulders. I let the quiet come. Let sleep come not as escape, but as embrace, as restoration, as communion with the one who never leaves, never sleeps, never stops loving. Sometimes we think silence means absence, that when the noise fades and the answers don't come quickly, maybe God has stepped away. But silence is not distance, and stillness is not neglect. In fact, it is often in the stillness that he speaks most clearly, not in thunder, not in earthquakes, but in the whisper, in the quiet, in the breath. You are not forgotten. You are not unheard. You are not waiting in vain. Your Father has not stepped out. He is not distracted. He is not disinterested. He is here, even now, even in the hush of this very moment. He leans in. Lord, I don't always hear you clearly. Sometimes my thoughts are louder. Sometimes fear gets in the way. Sometimes I'm so busy trying to fix things, I forget to ask where you are in them. But you haven't moved. You haven't changed. You haven't stopped holding me. You've just been waiting for me to get still enough to notice. So here I am, not polished, not prepared, just present with my tired hands, my restless mind, my aching heart, present with my doubts, present with my hopes, present with my need. And you meet me here, not with demand, but with invitation. You invite me to rest, to lay down the mask, to stop striving, to unclench my fists. You invite me to let go, not just with words, but with the deeper parts of my soul, to trust you in the places I've never let anyone else see, to believe that you are kind, even when life hasn't been. Thank you for being different. Thank you for being safe. Thank you for being the one who holds no grudges, who carries no condemnation, who listens even when I ramble, and who stays even when I push away. Your faithfulness has never failed, not once, not even close. There were moments I thought you were silent, moments when it felt like prayers went unanswered. But looking back, I see you were moving all along, behind the scenes, beneath the surface, in ways I couldn't see then. but I recognize now, and for every one of those moments I whisper thank you. I thank you for what you protected me from, even when I thought I wanted it. I thank you for what you delayed, because you saw what I could. I thank you for what you allowed, even when it hurt, because you used it to shape me, to refine me, to draw me closer. Tonight, I don't need all the answers. I just need you, and I have you. That's what calms me now. That's what soothes my breath. That's what quiets the internal noise. Not perfect circumstances, not wishful thinking, but your presence, constant and true. You are the God of consistency in a world of chaos. You are the God who doesn't flinch when I cry. You are the God who catches tears, who numbers hairs, who names stars, who walks roads others avoid, who sees the one sheep and leaves the 99 to go find it. And tonight I know you see me like that. Even if no one else noticed my pain today, you did. Even if no one else heard the small victory, you smiled. Even if the world moved too fast to care, you lingered, you noticed, you stayed, you always stay. So let my breathing slow now, let my heart remember, let my spirit settle into that truth that I do not need to perform for you. I don't need to fight for your attention. I don't need to fear your reaction. You are not the voice of shame. You are not the pressure I feel. You are not the weight on my chest. You are the one removing it. You are the one inviting me to rest, to truly rest, not just physically but spiritually, emotionally, internally. Deep rest that comes from being fully known and still loved. Rest that comes from trust. Rest that comes from surrender. I release control again tonight. I've tried holding the reins. I've tried predicting the outcomes. I've tried managing the impossible, but you never asked me to. You asked me to follow, to abide, to stay near, and I can do that. Even if I'm tired, even if I'm unsure, let your spirit fill this space, not with noise, but with peace. Let the room take on your presence, like light warming the corners of a cold room. Let the weight fall, let the ache soften, let your love settle into the very air around me. You are the air I breathe, you are the peace I crave. You are the answer I didn't know how to ask for, and you are here, right now, in the quiet, closer than my next heartbeat, more faithful than my own thoughts, more gentle than I ever thought you could be. Thank you for being near. Thank you for staying. Thank you for knowing the worst and loving me anyway. Thank you for the cross. Thank you for the empty tomb. Thank you for the moments you wait for me when I wander. Thank you for the countless times you've drawn me back. You have never tired of welcoming me home. Tonight is another homecoming, not grand, not dramatic, just a quiet return to truth, a quiet remembering of who I am, and more importantly, whose I am. I belong to you. No failure can change that. No fear can undo it. You are not disappointed in me. You are not keeping score. You are not shaking your head. You are lifting my chin. You are whispering peace. You are drawing me into your arms again, and I let go, not out of duty, but out of relief. I don't want to carry this anymore. Let my sleep be deep and undisturbed. Let my dreams be free of fear. Let my spirit be wrapped in comfort. And if I wake during the night, let my first thought be of you, not worry, not stress, just you, the God who never sleeps, the shepherd who always watches. You are good, even when things are hard. Even when things are quiet, even when life doesn't go as I hope, you are still good, you are still faithful, you are still worthy of trust. So I choose to trust again, even with trembling hands, even with uncertain steps, even with a past that whispers doubt. I trust because you've earned it. I trust because you've proven it. I trust because you have never once left me alone. I don't need to be perfect to be loved. I don't need to be finished to be worthy. I don't need to have it all together to be accepted, because your love never required perfection, only presence, only honesty, only surrender. With surrender. You are not asking for flawless prayers. You are not grading my faith. You are not holding a clipboard above my head, waiting to see if I pass. You already chose me. You already called me yours. And that doesn't change when I'm tired, or when I fall short, or when I feel like I'm too much to carry. Tonight I remember that you are the shepherd, and I am the one you carry when I can't walk. You don't shame me for being tired. You hold me closer. You don't rush me when I heal slow. You wait patiently. You don't walk ahead without me. You slow down to match my steps. That's who you are. You are not in a hurry. You are not disappointed with my pace. You are not comparing me to someone else. You see me, and you walk with me, not ahead, not behind, beside. Every step. There is something healing about that, something so deeply comforting. To know I'm not being left behind, to know I'm not being measured by productivity, to know that my value was settled before I accomplished anything, to know I was loved before I ever proved myself. You loved me in the womb. You loved me before I breathed my first air. You loved me in childhood wonder. You loved me in teenage fear. You loved me in every high moment and every rock bottom. And tonight you love me still. That love isn't distant. It isn't theoretical. It's here. It's present. It's personal. I feel it in the way my breath slows down. I feel it in the silence that softens the edges of my day. I feel it in the quiet weight that rests on my chest. Not heaviness but holiness. You make this room sacred. You make this silence sacred. You make this bed a sanctuary, because you are here, not in lightning, not in fire, but in this peace, this softness, this divine hush that only you can bring. Sometimes I forget to stop. I rush. I distract. I fill the day with noise and worry and striving. But at night you remind me who I really am. Not a worker, not a performer, not a fixer, just a child. Your child. So I can be small here. I can be honest. I can be undone. I don't need to impress you. I don't need to wear strength like armor. I just need to be with you. And you've already made space for me. You've already drawn close. I'm not seeking you from far away. You've already arrived. You are in the room. You are in the breath. You are in the stillness. And I don't have to go looking. I just have to notice. You were here before I closed my eyes. You were here before the words came. You were here before the first sigh escaped my lips. And you are still here now. You never change. When I fail, you stay. When I doubt, you hold. When I wander, you wait. When I return, you run toward me. Like the father in the story. The one who ran to his child before he could even apologize. That's who you are. You don't hold my shame against me. You cover it. You restore. Let me be restored tonight. Not just rested. Not just quieted. But restored. Let this time be a healing balm for the parts of me that cracked today. For the parts of me that still carry bruises from long ago. For the voices I heard that weren't yours. For the lies I believed for too long. Speak over them now, Lord. Speak louder than the shame. Louder than the memory. Louder than the fear. Let your voice rise like music in the silence of this hour. And let it sound like truth. Let it sound like grace. Let it sound like home. I am safe in you. That truth changes everything. I am not alone in the dark. I am not abandoned in confusion. I am not unloved because of failure. I am safe. Safe in arms that don't grow tired. Safe in love that doesn't pull away. Safe in presence that never fades. Tonight I release what I held too tightly. I surrender what was never mine to carry. I open my hands. I loosen my grip. I let you be God again. Not just in word but in the posture of my spirit. You are never asking for perfection. You are asking for trust. I trust you with the unspoken. I trust you with the unknown. I trust you with the what-ifs. I trust you with the people I love. I trust you with the future I can't predict. I trust you with the story I don't understand, because you wrote it, and you are still writing. You don't leave stories unfinished. You don't walk out before the breakthrough. You stay for the whole process, for the whole arc. Even when I question the plot, you are still the author, and you are always good, always wise, always present. Let me rest in that, not in answers, not in resolution, but in the nature of who you are. Because when I can't see what's next, I can still see you, and you are enough. You are enough for tonight, enough for tomorrow, enough for forever. Even when the future feels uncertain, you are already there. You see the next day, the next choice, the next miracle, and you're not afraid, so I don't need to be either. If you are at peace about it, I can be too. Hold me close, Lord. Let my heart rest easy. Let my soul feel light. Let my body release every ounce of tension. Let my spirit lie down in green pastures, beside still waters. Because you restore, you refresh, you make new. Let this night be a sacred exchange. My fear for your peace, my anxiety for your calm, my striving for your stillness, my questions for your presence. I lay it down now, all of it, and I rise in rest. Sometimes the weight we carry isn't just from today, it's from yesterday, and the day before, and from years we thought we left behind. But even the heaviness we no longer name, you know it, Lord. You see what lingers beneath our calm. You remember the pain we stopped talking about, and still, you stay. You do not flinch at old wounds. You do not tire of tending to the same hurt. You are not impatient with slow healing. You are not frustrated by my tears. You sit with me in it. You reach into the places I hide. You whisper, I'm not afraid of this. And I believe you, because you've walked it too. You knew rejection. You knew betrayal. You knew loneliness. You knew what it meant to weep, to be misunderstood, to be mocked for telling the truth. You didn't run from suffering. You stepped into it. And now, you step into mine. There is no darkness you won't enter, no sadness too deep, no memory too tangled, no shame too heavy. You carry it all with grace, not rushing me, not forcing me to smile, just steady, present, kind. Tonight I rest not because the weight is gone, but because you're helping me carry it, because you've offered to hold what's too much, because you said, come to me all who are weary, and I am weary, not weak, not faithless, just tired, and you don't shame me for that. You are the God of rest, not just sleep, but rest, deep rest for the soul, peace that doesn't depend on circumstances, safety that isn't tied to outcomes. You offer me something the world cannot, a place to simply be loved, be held, be safe. I breathe that in tonight, slowly, fully, letting the tension release, letting the fear soften, letting the sorrow melt into the quiet, not because everything is fixed, but because I don't have to fix it alone. You are in it with me. I don't always know how to let go. Sometimes I hold on even when it hurts. Sometimes I forget what it means to rest. But here in this quiet moment, you remind me, you teach me again how to trust, how to loosen my grip, how to lean on you instead of myself. You've never asked me to carry it all. That was never the plan. You asked me to abide, to stay close, to walk beside you, to trust you, to remember that you're the one holding it together, not me. Lord, I give you the heavy things, the things I don't talk about, the pressure I put on myself, the regrets I don't say out loud, the wounds I haven't let heal, the questions I've tucked into the corners of my mind. I give you all of it, not just with words, but with trust. You're not just able to handle it, you want to be near, you want to help, you want to heal. You're not distant, you're not waiting for me to come perfect. You meet me in the middle, you meet me messy, you meet me where I actually am. That's the God I need, that's the God you are, not the one who stands at the finish line waiting, but the one who walks the whole road with me, the one who doesn't quit when I stumble, the one who doesn't shame me when I fall, the one who says, let's try again tomorrow, and I will, because you're with me. Tonight I ask you to breathe peace into my thoughts. Wherever there is fear, replace it with your stillness. Wherever there is tension, bring ease. Wherever there is grief, bring comfort. Not because I deserve it, but because you are good, and you always give good gifts. Let me sleep deeply, let my mind unclench, let my spirit stretch out like it hasn't in years. Let the weight slip off my chest, let the tightness in my shoulders fall away. Let every cell of my body know, it is safe now, because you are near. You are my hiding place, not a place to avoid truth, but a place where truth is held gently, where honesty is welcome, where pain is processed, not punished, where wounds are wrapped in grace, where nothing is too ugly to bring into the light. You are the light, not harsh, not blinding, but healing, warm, soft, steady, the kind of light that invites flowers to bloom, not burn, the kind of light that says you are allowed to grow slowly. I don't have to rush my healing, I don't have to force understanding, I don't have to have it all figured out, I just have to stay close, close to you, close to love, close to grace. And grace is not afraid of slow. Grace is not afraid of process. So tonight I let go of the timelines I've created. I lay down the false finish lines. I release the pressure to be further along. I receive the pace you've set for me, kind, gentle, loving, and completely in step with your purpose. Let me trust your timing again, even if I feel behind, even if I don't understand the delays, even if others seem further ahead. You see more than I do. You know what I need, and you have not forgotten me. You are preparing what I cannot see. You are protecting what I don't understand. You are patient with what I still wrestle. You are kind in all your ways. Let me believe that tonight, not because of what I feel, but because of who you are, I am loved. I am known. I am not too much. I am not too late. I am not a burden. I am not a project. I am a person you delight in. And even now, you sing over me as I sleep. I picture your presence like a blanket, tucking me in gently, not to shut me off from the world, but to remind me I am cared for, safe, protected, held. I don't have to hold myself together tonight. You're doing that for me. So I close my eyes now, not with fear, not with worry, but with trust, with relief, with deep breath and open hands. You are still here, still good, still God, and I am still yours. Some nights feel heavier than others, not because of one big thing, but because of many small things that pile up like sand. Moments that seem minor in the moment, but by day's end, they feel like too much. The offhand comment, the decision I doubted, the silence from someone I hoped would reach out, the plans that didn't unfold the way I imagined. It's those little things, Lord, the ones I try to brush off, but they add up. And tonight I bring them to you, not to complain, not to dwell, but to release, because you care about all of it. Even the pieces I think are too small to mention. You said to cast all our cares on you, not just the big ones, not just the urgent ones, but all. So I do. I place them in your hands, one by one, even the quiet disappointments, even the unnoticed struggles. You see them, you care, and you never say I'm too sensitive. You never tell me to get over it. You never minimize what weighs on me. Instead, you draw closer, you lean in, you wrap me in your presence like a soft robe, gently covering every bruise, every doubt, every fragile hope that I still hold on to. Tonight, I ask for nothing fancy, not clarity, not resolution, just closeness, because your presence changes everything. It doesn't erase the pain, but it makes it bearable. It doesn't remove the questions, but it calms the soul in the asking. It steadies the breath. It slows the heart. So here I am, breathing slowly, letting go, inch by inch, letting this be holy ground, not because I prayed perfectly, not because I followed a formula, but because you are here, and when you are here, every space becomes sacred. Let this room be a sanctuary. Let this bed be an altar. Let my tears be an offering. Let my exhale be worship. Let the quiet become communion. No spotlight, no noise, just trust, just presence, just the kind of stillness that heals. And you are not in a rush. You are not distracted. You are not multitasking me. You are fully attentive, fully focused, fully near. And that kind of love, it disarms me. It melts the ice around old wounds. It makes space for rest again. So I breathe deeper now, not because the day was easy, but because you are enough. Not because everything is figured out, but because I'm no longer alone in it. You sit beside me, in the quiet, in the not yet fixed, in the waiting. Let me find peace in that, in the now, in the not knowing, in the silence that doesn't mean absence but intimacy, in the breath that doesn't mean emptiness but invitation. Because you are not far, you are in this moment with me. I don't have to pray long prayers tonight. I don't have to say it all right. I don't have to come with poetic words. You already know, and you're not looking for eloquence. You're looking for forests, and I have that, even if it comes with pauses, even if it comes through tears. And you are the safest place for my heart, not because you promise instant answers, but because you promise unchanging love. You've been faithful in every season. You've walked with me through every shadow. You've seen me at my lowest, and called me beautiful still. You don't define me by my mess. You don't name me by my failure. You call me beloved. You call me child. You call me chosen. And those names silence every other voice. the critical voice, the fearful voice, the voice of the past. They fall quiet in the presence of truth. Tonight, that truth anchors me, not my feelings, not my performance, not my record, just grace, just you, just the steady kindness of a savior who doesn't leave when things get hard. You've seen every burden I carried today, the ones that showed on my face, and the ones I buried deep. You know the moments I smiled when I didn't feel like it. You know the times I said I was fine, when I wasn't, and you loved me still, not less, not later, but right then, right now. And you hold no judgment in your gaze, only love, only mercy, only endless compassion, and that changes me. That reminds me who I really am, not a problem to solve, not a disappointment, but someone worth staying for. Let me sleep in that truth tonight. Let me lay down every false label. Let me let go of every voice that told me I wasn't enough. Let me hear only yours, gentle, constant, true, the voice that quiets storms, the voice that called Lazarus out of the grave, the voice that still calls life into dead places. Breathe life into me tonight, Lord, into my hope, into my joy, into my faith. Not hype, not noise, just real, quiet resurrection, the kind that comes slowly but changes everything. Resurrect the wonder I used to carry, resurrect the courage that fear tried to steal, resurrect the trust that disappointment wore thin. You are the God who brings beauty from ashes, joy from mourning, dancing from despair, so I know nothing in me is beyond your reach. Even my exhaustion, even my bitterness, even the dreams I've stopped praying for. You are not intimidated by my limits. You are not discouraged by my mess. You begin where I end. You restore what I've run out of, and you do it gently. So tonight I say, come again, Lord. Come into the places I shut down. Come into the thoughts I try to avoid. Come into the plans I'm scared to hope for. Come into the space where silence used to echo and fill it with your voice, your warmth, your peace. I am listening, not for lightning, not for fire, but for the whisper, the still small voice that says I am with you. That's all I need. That's what my heart rests in. Let my rest tonight be more than sleep. Let it be sacred. Let it be safe. Let it be healing. Let it be held by you, because no matter how today felt, you are the same, and you are still good. I often wonder how many moments you've seen that I missed. The ones where you protected me quietly, the ones where you provided gently, the ones where you whispered a warning I barely noticed. You were always working, always guarding, always guiding, even when I'm unaware, even when I forget to say thank you. But tonight, I want to notice, I want to pause, not just to ask, but to acknowledge, to say, I see it now, the breath I still have, the roof above me, the food that filled me, the moments that could have gone worse, but did, the grace that covered what I didn't even know to ask for. You are generous in ways I overlook. You are patient in ways I don't deserve. You are present in more moments than I can count. So tonight, before I sleep, I say thank you, not just with my lips, but with my whole posture. I thank you with my surrender. I thank you with my peace. I thank you by trusting you again. Because gratitude isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet breath that says I know I'm held. Sometimes it's the stillness of a heart that no longer needs to control everything. Sometimes it's the choice to rest, to sleep, to say, you've got me, Lord, and that's enough. I don't always know how to thank you for the unseen, for the pain you spared me from, for the timing you orchestrated, for the people you brought into my life at just the right time. But I want to learn. I want to notice more, not just the big blessings, but the everyday mercies. Like the way the sky turned pink tonight, like the kindness of a stranger, like the strength to get out of bed, even when I didn't feel like it, like the laughter that snuck in when I thought the day was too heavy, like the softness in my own heart that I thought was long gone. You are in it all. You are in the ordinary. You are in the quiet. You are in the breath. And that's what makes life sacred. Not perfection, not performance, just presence, just awareness, just grace, woven into the details. Thank you for not needing me to earn this. Thank you for not keeping a ledger. Thank you for being the kind of God who gives even when I forget to ask, who stays even when I forget to notice, who loves even when I forget to return it. Your love is not a transaction, it is a constant, and that changes everything. It softens my striving, it heals my fear, it quiets the voice that says I have to do more, to be worthy of rest, because you already called me worthy, before I did anything, before I succeeded, before I failed. You love me now, in the middle, in the process, in the not yet finished. And that kind of love invites honesty, it invites stillness, it invites surrender. So I come to you tonight, not with accomplishments, but with presence. Here I am, Lord, just me, with my thoughts, my worries, my prayers and my breath. And you welcome it all. You don't need me to filter it. You just ask for the real, and you always meet me there. Tonight, I don't need all the answers. I just need to be reminded that you're still here, that you still have me, that nothing surprised you today, that nothing disappointed you about me, that you haven't changed your mind, not even once, not even a little. Your grip doesn't loosen when I get tired. Your gaze doesn't shift when I fail. Your grace doesn't fade when I doubt. You are the same, unshaken, unmoved, unchanging, and in that, I find rest, real rest, not escape, not denial, but the deep, steady kind that settles in my bones, the kind that says it's safe now, you can let go, you can breathe again. Let me breathe deeply tonight, let my spirit unclench, let my shoulders relax, let the storm inside me settle into silence. Let the light of your love fill every corner of this room, every room in my heart, every place I've hidden from you. There is nothing in me that scares you, nothing too messy, nothing too broken, nothing too confusing. You are not intimidated, you are not shocked, you are not overwhelmed. You come closer still, you draw near, you speak peace. Let your voice be louder tonight, louder than fear, louder than shame, louder than regret. Let it echo in my soul, like a lullaby from heaven, tender, strong, constant. Let it tell me who I really am. I am yours. I am not forgotten. I am not abandoned. I am not too late. I am not too far. I am not too broken. I am beloved, and that's enough for tonight. That's enough for always. So I turn it all over again. The thoughts, the plans, the fears, the dreams, I lay them down, not because I give up, but because I trust you, more than I trust myself. You hold time, you hold truth, you hold my heart, you hold my future, and you hold me now. So let me rest like I believe that. Let me sleep like I know I'm safe. Let me exhale like I know I'm loved. Thank you for being this close. Thank you for not waiting for morning. Thank you for meeting me right here, in the dark, in the quiet, in the middle of my most unspoken thoughts. You are the God of this moment, and you make it holy. Some nights, Lord, the world feels too loud. Even when everything around me is quiet, my thoughts still echo like thunder. What I said, what I didn't say, what I could have done better, what I wish I could forget. They come like waves trying to pull me under. But I know that's not your voice. Your voice is never the one that condemns. Your voice does not tear down. Your voice does not replay my flaws on loop. Your voice lifts. Your voice mends. Your voice wraps around my soul like soft cloth on a wound, soothing what I thought would never heal. You speak life. You speak gently. So tonight, I quiet every voice that isn't yours. The critic in my head, the fear in my chest, the shame in my memory. I ask them all to fall silent, because my soul is listening for something deeper. The still small voice of the one who made me, the one who knows the difference between my sin and my suffering, the one who knows how to love me through both. You've never demanded perfection. You've asked for honesty. You've asked for nearness. You've asked me to come, just as I am, not with all the answers, not with perfect faith, but with real faith. Faith that still shows up even when it's tired. Faith that believes you are still good even when the day was not. I'm here, Lord, maybe weary, maybe uncertain, maybe holding more than I know how to carry, but I'm here, and I believe you are too. Not just in theory, not just in doctrine, but in presence, here, now. You don't need a building to make a sanctuary. You don't need stained glass or choirs, just a willing heart, just an invitation, just the whispered words, Lord, I need you, and you come, always. You come to the broken, you come to the worried, you come to the ones who keep messing up, you come to the ones who can't find the words, you come to the ones who cry without knowing why, you come to me, and you never come with judgment, you come with love, you always lead with love, love that stayed on the cross, love that walks with me every step, love that covers my yesterdays, holds my today and secures my tomorrow. That's who you are, not just a distant deity, not just a concept, you are Emmanuel, God with us, God with me. So tonight, I remember, you are not waiting on the other side of my breakthrough, you are here in the middle of my becoming, you are not disappointed that I'm still learning, you are proud that I'm still trying, you are not upset that I still have questions, you are honored that I still bring them to you. There is no shame in my struggle, there is no punishment in my process, only grace, only mercy, only daily bread, enough for today, enough for tonight, enough for the step I'm on, because you don't expect me to leap, you just ask me to follow. Let me take that step now into rest, into peace, into the stillness that comes when I stop pretending to be strong. Let my soul be honest, let my body relax, let my mind stop rehearsing tomorrow. Let this be a night where heaven draws near. I want to rest in your nearness, Lord, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Let every part of me feel the weight of your hand, steadying me, blessing me, reminding me I'm not alone, not now, not ever. You said you would never leave me, not when I fail, not when I fall, not when I question, not when I ache. You don't walk away when things get messy. You kneel beside me in the dirt. You sit beside me in the silence. You hold me when I don't even know how to pray. Tonight I don't come with long prayers. I come with my breath, my tear, my hope that maybe, just maybe, this moment can be holy, this silence can be sacred, this tired soul can be seen, this heaviness can be held. And you do, you hold it all. Nothing is too much for you, not the parts of me I hide, not the memories I avoid, not the questions I can't answer. You already see it. You already know it, and still you love me, not less, not later, right now. Let that sink in, deeper than words, deeper than logic. Let it land in my bones, this truth that won't move. I am loved, I am safe, I am chosen, even here, even now. You're not waiting for me to get it all together. You love me in the middle, you bless me in the becoming, you walk with me through every shadow, you speak light into every fear. You breathe hope into every disappointment. You whisper joy where sorrow used to live, and you do it gently. You are never rough with my heart. You never force healing. You never demand strength. You invite, you lead, you walk beside, and that changes everything. It makes rest feel possible. It makes surrender feel safe. Tonight I surrender again, not as a performance, not as a ritual, but as a release. I lay it down, the fear, the doubt, the pressure, the past, the expectations. I lay it at your feet, and you do not push it away. You welcome it. You are the God of what I bring, and the God of what I leave. You are the God of what's broken, and the God of what's being rebuilt. You are the God of what didn't go to plan, and the God of what still will. Let that be enough tonight. Not answers, not clarity, just this nearness, this presence, this moment of knowing you are with me, and that is more than enough. There is something beautiful about the night. Not because of the darkness, but because of the stillness. The world lows down, the noise fades, and in that quiet, you whisper what I missed all day long. Not because you weren't speaking, but because I couldn't hear. You've been near since sunrise. You walked with me through the tension. You sat beside me through the chaos. You waited patiently as I distracted myself with tasks, worries, questions. But now, as everything settles, you speak again, not with a shout, but with peace. That's always been your way. Even when you spoke to Elijah, you weren't in the fire, or the earthquake, or the wind. You were in the whisper, and I think you still are, in the hush between thought, in the breath between questions, in the pause where the heart finally opens. So, I open again, Lord, not with performance, not with pressure, just with presence. Here I am, no more masks, No more striving, just a heart that wants to rest in something greater than itself, in something steady, in you. You've never needed me to be more than I am. You've never asked me to pretend. You've never said I was too much. In fact, you've always said the opposite, that I am enough. Not because of what I do, but because of whose I am, and I am yours. That one truth silences so many lies. Lies that say I have to prove my worth. Lies that say I have to hold it all together. Lies that say I've missed my chance. But your truth speaks louder, even in the stillness, especially in the stillness. You say I am loved, I am wanted, I am chosen, still, even when I've doubted, even when I've failed, even when I've hesitated to believe. You didn't withdraw, you didn't change your mind, you simply stayed. You've always stayed. And tonight, that means more than words can say. Let me feel that truth like a steady rhythm, like a heartbeat under my hand. Let it echo gently through every anxious thought. Let it press into every part of me that still wonders if I've done enough. You remind me I don't have to earn what you've already given. Grace isn't a reward, it's a gift, and you give it freely, even tonight, especially tonight, when my thoughts run fast, when my heart is heavy, when my spirit needs space to breathe. You meet me in it. You always have, and you always will. Sometimes I think of the disciples in the storm, how the wind and the waves were so loud, and they feared for their lives. But you were asleep, not because you didn't care, but because you were unafraid, because peace wasn't something you looked for, it was something you carried, and you still carry it now. So carry me through this storm too, Lord. The storms inside me, the storms I don't talk about, the storms no one else can see. You're not alarmed by them. You simply stand and speak and say, peace, be still, and everything listens. Let that peace settle in me now. Let it move through my chest like warm air. Let it still the spinning of thoughts I can't control. Let it loosen the fears I've clung to. Let it replace panic with presence. Not just any presence, yours, the one who made the sea and still walks on it. You've always walked toward your people, not away from them, even when they ran, even when they hid, even when they doubted. You moved closer. You always pursue, not with wrath, but with compassion, not with pressure, but with invitation. So, I accept that invitation again tonight, to step out of fear and into rest, to lay down the what-ifs, to silence the regrets, to curl up in the truth that you are near, that you are strong enough for all of it, that nothing I bring is too much for you. You've seen it all, the tears I wiped before anyone noticed, the thoughts I kept to myself, the disappointments I dressed up in smiles. You saw it, you see me, not just the parts I show, but the parts I hide, and still, you call me beloved. Let that truth be the pillow under my head tonight. Let it soften every harsh memory. Let it hush every inner critic. Let it calm the ache of comparison. Let it give me permission to stop, to sleep, to let go, because you are awake, and you are working while I rest. You're not just the God of daylight. You're the God of the midnight hour, the one who shows up in dreams, the one who whispers in the dark, the one who guards every breath I take, the one who keeps watch so I don't have to. Let my soul trust you with the night. Let my spirit believe that nothing in me has to stay alert to be safe, that I can actually rest, not because life is perfect but because your presence is real. Let that truth tuck me in tonight. Lord, if you're willing, would you sing over me while I sleep? Would you send angels to stand at the edges of this room? Would you breathe over my thoughts and silence the ones that don't belong? Would you cover my mind so that even in dreams, my heart remembers I'm not alone? Let the silence become a song. Let the darkness become a sanctuary. Let this be the night where something deep resets, not just physically, but in the soul. Let this be the night where I remember, not just who I am, but whose I am. I belong to you, not conditionally, not temporarily, not depending on my performance. I belong to you like a child belongs to their parent, safe, loved, always welcomed home. So here I am again, coming home in my heart, even if I wandered today, even if I got caught in fear, or stress, or striving, I return now, and you don't scold, you celebrate. because you are glad to see me, every time. Thank you for being a father who runs toward me. Thank you for not holding grudges. Thank you for teaching me that grace isn't weakness, it's strength. It's the kind of strength that kneels, that hugs, that restores, that heals. Let that grace soak into me now, into my joints, my breath, my memories, my future. Let it become the air I breathe tonight. Let it carry me into sleep, because you are with me, and that is all I need. Some evenings I feel the ache of things unresolved. Questions still unanswered, prayers not yet fulfilled, words I should have said, and ones I wish I hadn't. There's a weight that builds slowly in the background, not enough to crush me, but enough to make the silence feel louder. But in that silence, you are there. You're not waiting for me to fix it all before I come. You don't require resolution before rest. You don't need every string tied or every doubt resolved. You just want presence. You just want me. Not the perfected version of me, just the present one. And so I come, Lord, with the ache, with the not yet, with the messy middle of what I'm walking through. And you meet me here, not to demand more from me, but to give more of yourself. That's who you are, a God who gives, a God who stays, a God who leans close when I feel distant. You always close the gap. You always reach first. You always speak peace before solutions. And sometimes, that's the miracle, not that things get fixed, but that my heart feels safe before they do. That even without clarity I can still rest. Tonight I don't need to figure it all out. I just need to be held in it. To be reminded that you see more than I can. That your view is higher, your wisdom deeper, your timing perfect, even when I can't understand it. Especially then. You are not the God of confusion. You're not the source of fear. You don't torment me with uncertainty. You quiet me with love. Like a mother cradling a child. Like a shepherd watching the night. Like a savior who never sleeps, but always watches. Let me find peace in your watch tonight. Let me rest in the knowledge that you are on guard. That you see every detail. And that nothing slips past you. Even when I'm unaware, you are attentive. Even when I don't know what to pray, your spirit intercedes for me. You understand the groans of my heart. You interpret my silence. You speak fluent sorrow, and you answer not with cold instruction, but with gentle presence. You say, I know, and that changes everything, because to be known, truly known, and still loved, is the deepest kind of peace. Let me lean into that peace now. Let it unfold around me like soft linen. Let it breathe into every tired place. Let it move beneath every heavy thought. Let it settle over me like the hand of a father on a sleeping child. Not demanding, not restless, just still, just present. Sometimes I feel like I should have more faith, more clarity, more strength. But you've never asked for what I don't have. You ask for what I do. And tonight I offer that, whatever it is. Even if it feels small, even if it feels fragile. You are the God who blesses what we bring. You multiplied loaves and fish. You honored the widow's 2 coins. You noticed the one touch in the crowd. You saw the small offering, and made it sacred. So here is mine, my attention, my breath, my honesty, my need. I place it in your hands, and I trust that you will meet me in it. Not because I deserve it, but because that's who you are. You are always better than I expect, always gentler than I imagine, always nearer than I feel. You show up in the places I thought were too ordinary, too broken, too confusing. You show up because you want to. You love to be near your children, not just when they're worshipping, not just when they're winning, but when they're worn out, when they're doubting, when they're lying in bed wondering if any of it matters. You show up in those moments, and you stay. Because you don't love me based on how I feel. You love me because that's who you are. Let me remember that now. Let it calm my overthinking. Let it still my racing breath. Let it hush the parts of me that think I need to try harder to earn your nearness. You're already here, and that's grace. Not that I found you, but that you found me. You always do. You find me in my wandering thoughts. You find me in my tired surrender. You find me in my quiet questions. You find me when I've run out of words. And you don't ask me to perform. You invite me to rest. So tonight I do. I rest. Not because the day was easy. Not because everything worked out. But because you are enough. Enough for my thoughts. Enough for my body. Enough for my soul. And that kind of enough is rare. It's holy. Let the holiness of that enough fill this room. Let it reach the corners I don't speak about. Let it touch the places I avoid. Let it sink into the layers of me that still wonder if I'll be okay. Let it say, yes, you are safe, you are seen, you are loved. That's what I need to sleep tonight. Not solutions, not perfection, just that reminder that you're not going anywhere, that you don't give up on me, that you don't leave me when I struggle, that you don't hold my questions against me. You hold me, even when I don't hold back. You love me, even when I forget to say it back. You wait for me, even when I run late. And you do all of this not to shame me but to show me what love really is. I'm learning that again tonight. Love that doesn't pressure, love that doesn't shame, love that doesn't abandon. Your love, the kind that waits at the door, the kind that walks on water, the kind that speaks peace while the storm still rages. Speak peace to me now, Jesus. Not just to the storm around me but to the one inside. Calm the waves of doubt, still the tide of shame. Speak into my soul and say I am here, you are mine, and this moment is holy. I don't need to prove anything tonight. I don't need to earn a thing. I just need to let go and let you be who you've always been. A savior who sees, a father who knows, a friend who stays. And you do. So let me stay with you now, in this quiet, in this stillness, in this sacred pause before sleep. Let my last thoughts be of you. Let my dreams be safe in your hands. Let my soul remember that even now, especially now, I am held. Some days leave marks, not always visible, but still felt. Words spoken, moments missed, emotions we try to hide, even from ourselves. We carry them in our shoulders, in our breath, in the silence when everything else stops. And you, Lord, you see it all. You never ask me to ignore the weight. You invite me to bring it, to lay it down, to give it language in your presence. And so tonight, I come not only to rest, I come to release, to let go of what I was never meant to carry alone. It's hard sometimes to even name what I'm holding. Some of it is old, so familiar I hardly notice. Some of it is new, still raw and loud and uncertain, but you understand it all. You hold every piece, and you never rush me. I don't have to explain it perfectly for you to care. I don't need eloquence. I don't need performance. Just honesty. And right now, honestly, I'm tired. Not just sleepy, but soul tired. Tired of trying to keep it all together. Tired of pretending I'm not overwhelmed. Tired of thinking rest has to be earned. But you gently remind me, rest is not a reward. It's a gift. A holy pause. A healing space. You designed my body to need it. You created the night to hold it. And you yourself rested, not out of weakness, but to show us the way. You are not disappointed when I need to stop. You are not upset when I don't have more to give. You smile when I finally exhale. You meet me in the moment I stop striving. Because rest isn't the absence of effort, it's the presence of trust. So I choose to trust you now, with the undone, with the unfinished, with the thoughts I didn't sort out today. I place them in your hands. The same hands that calmed the sea, the same hands that broke the bread, the same hands that stretched out on the cross, hands I can trust. There's peace in knowing that I don't have to hold it all, that you never ask me to be the one holding the world together. You already are, and you're doing it without fear, without rushing, without anxiety, so I don't have to live with those things either. Tonight I ask you to reorder my thought, not to erase them, but to place them in peace. To help me see what matters and release what doesn't, to reset the rhythm of my heart, to match the gentleness of your love. Let me breathe differently because I trust you. I want to breathe slow again, not shallow, not rushed, but slow like I'm inhaling grace and exhaling fear, like each breath is a reminder that you are here and I am safe, that nothing has changed the truth of your presence. You haven't gone anywhere, even when my mind wandered, even when my emotions flared, even when I forgot you for a moment. You were still here, still faithful, still whispering, I'm with you. Let that whisper echo through my sleep tonight. Let it sink deeper than noise or thought. Let it settle in my bones that I am not alone, not forgotten, not overlooked. You see me fully, and you stay, every time. There is no fear in your gaze, no shame in your embrace, only gentleness, only grace. And sometimes that's the very thing I forget, how gentle you are, how kind you've always been. You don't rush my healing, you don't mock my slowness, you don't compare my journey to anyone else's. You simply walk with me, pace by pace, moment by moment, and when I stumble, you don't scold, you catch me. That's what grace looks like, not just forgiveness, but presence, not just pardon, but peace. You don't just set me free from guilt, you lead me into quiet, you invite me into softness, you speak to me with a voice that never wounds. So let me listen now, not to the noise I've carried, not to the pressure I've placed on myself, but to you, your voice that calms, your voice that blesses, your voice that reminds me I'm already loved, not someday, not when I'm better, but now. Let that now be enough. Let tonight be enough, not perfect, not productive, just present. Let me be here, fully here with you. Let this room be sacred, not because of where I am, but because of who is with me. You transform every space you enter. You turned a manger into a throne room. You turned a grave into a garden. And tonight you turn this quiet room into a sanctuary. No need for music, no need for words, just presence, just breath, just you. You don't need performance to draw near. You already are, closer than my breath, closer than my heartbeat. You know the number of hairs on my head. You know every thought before I think it. And still you choose me. Let that truth undo every lie that says I'm too much, or not enough, every voice that tells me I've failed. Let your voice be louder. Let it say you are mine, you are loved, you are safe, you are not alone. Speak it again until I believe it. Repeat it like a lullaby to my soul. Let me fall asleep wrapped in the sound of it. Not my worry, not my fear, but your word, the word that became flesh, the word that became near, the word that became rest. Jesus, you are rest, not just the one who gives it. You are it. You are the Sabbath of my soul, the rhythm that frees me from the rush, the stillness that makes me whole, the peace that lingers longer than the night. Let me enter that peace now. Let it become the ground I sleep on. Let it become the air I breathe in. Let it remind me that I'm not holding on to you. You're holding on to me, and you never let go. So I let go tonight, of the day, of the pressure, of the questions, of the need to be strong. I give myself permission to be held, to stop, to sleep, to trust. And as I close my eyes, I know this: the same God who kept me through the day is keeping me through the night. The same hands that formed the stars are forming peace in me now, and nothing can separate me from this love. Some nights, Lord, I come to you not knowing what to say. I sit in the quiet, and I feel the ache of everything I can't fix, of everything I thought I'd be by now, of the dreams I've paused, and the prayers that still echo without answers. And yet, I know you hear them anyway. You've always heard the words I couldn't form. You understand the language of silence. You sit with me, even when all I can offer is presence. You don't rush me. You don't demand that I speak. You are content just to be with me, until I can breathe again. There's something holy in that kind of love, a love that doesn't force, that doesn't push, but gently surrounds. It feels like being held by sunlight, soft, certain, warm, even when everything else feels cold. Tonight I lean into that warmth, not because everything is all right, but because you are here. You are the only one who can sit inside the unknown with me, and not be afraid. You don't need me to have clarity. You don't ask me to have control. You only ask that I come. So I come, with questions that still don't have answers, with hopes I barely whisper anymore, with joy I'm afraid to trust, and grief I try to hide. I bring it all because I know you already see it. You knew it before I said a word. Even in the times when I think I'm holding it all together, You know better. You know which thoughts linger behind my smile. You know what memories flash through my mind in the dark. You know the weight that builds slowly until it feels too heavy to carry. And you offer rest, not rest, as the world gives, not escape, not distraction, but true rest. The kind that reaches the soul, the kind that softens clenched fists, the kind that invites me to stop striving and just breathe. Let me breathe with you now, Lord, not shallow breaths, not hurried ones, but the deep kind, the kind that makes room. Let me breathe like I believe I'm safe, like I trust you with the pace of my healing, like I trust that I don't need to rush. You are not in a hurry with me. You never were. You've never looked at my progress with disappointment. You don't compare me to others. You walk with me at the pace of grace, step by step, breath by breath. Always enough for this moment. That's what I need tonight, enough for this moment. Not tomorrow, not next week, just now. Just enough grace to rest, enough peace to let go, enough love to silence the fear. I've spent so much time trying to be strong, trying to be the one who handles it, the one who smiles even when it hurts. But you never asked for that. You asked for honesty. You asked for nearness. You asked for trust. So tonight I stop pretending. I lay down the act. I take off the armor. I let you see me, fragile, tired, hopeful and still trying. And I know you won't turn away. You never have. You are the God who stayed, the God who waited, the God who reached out when everyone else walked away. You never tire of my need. You never grow weary of my weakness. You welcome it because you know what to do with it. You turn weakness into strength, not by changing the situation but by changing me. You give peace that passes understanding. You breathe life into dead places. You make beauty from ashes, hope from heaviness, joy from mourning. And even if that doesn't all happen tonight, I know you've already begun it. You are already working in places I can't see, already healing in ways I can't yet feel, already preparing peace for the moments I haven't reached. That's who you are. You don't wait for morning to be faithful. You are faithful, in the night, in the unseen hours, in the stillness that feels too quiet. You are whispering over me even now, not with pressure but with promise. Let that promise become my pillow. Let it cradle my thoughts. Let it hush my fear. You said you would never leave me and you haven't. Not one. You are closer than breath, closer than memory, closer than any fear. And when I can't hold on to you, you hold on to me. Not because of my faith, but because of your love. Because that love is steady. That love is faithful. That love doesn't change when I'm tired. So I rest in that. I rest in you. Not just physically, but in the deepest places. In the places where I still feel uncertain. In the spaces where I still long to be seen. I let you see me there and I let you speak. Speak gently, Lord, the way you did to the woman caught in shame. The way you did to Peter when he had failed. The way you did to Thomas when he doubted. The way you always do, with grace, with truth, with compassion that melts fear. Let those words wash over me now. Let them erase what others have spoken over me. Let them rewrite the story I've told myself. Let them be louder than regret, stronger than anxiety. Let them be the last thing I hear before sleep. Your words are life. They are peace. They are healing. They are not just stories on a page. They are a presence, a hand on my shoulder, a calm in my spirit, a reminder that I am yours. Let that identity settle deep tonight, not based on performance, not based on appearance, just based on love, unshakable, unbreakable, undeserved yet still given. I am yours, and you are mine. That's enough, more than enough. Even if nothing changes tomorrow, even if the world still feels heavy, this moment is light, this moment is sacred, because you are here. So I rest, not because I have no battles but because I know you fight with me. I sleep, not because I have no worries, but because you hold them while I dream. And I wake tomorrow, not to face the world alone but to walk again with you. There is a peace, Lord, that only you can give. Not the kind that comes from everything going right. Not the kind that depends on circumstances or control, but the kind that goes deeper than reason. The kind that slips into my soul quietly, softly, and stays. I feel it now, Lord, not all at once, but like a slow tide returning, filling the empty places I didn't know were dry, washing over thoughts I didn't know needed healing. Not dramatic, not loud, but steady, and steady is enough. Tonight I don't need to be swept away by emotion, I just want to be held steady, in truth, in grace, in the quiet knowing that you are with me, and that is enough to calm the storm inside. Sometimes I think peace will come when everything is solved, when all my questions are answered, when the people I love are okay, when I'm finally the version of myself I wish I were. But you've never made peace a destination. You've made it a presence, yours. So I don't wait for perfect to rest. I rest now, in the middle of the mess. I rest knowing you are good, even when life is hard. I rest knowing you are for me, even when I feel uncertain. I rest because you never leave. Your word says you are near to the broken-hearted, that you bind up their wounds, that you are a shelter, a refuge, a hiding place. And tonight, that's what I need, not to escape the world, but to be wrapped in something stronger than it. I think about all the times you've been that for me, the moments I couldn't explain, but knew you were near, the peace that settled in rooms filled with tension, the comfort that reached me before the solution did, the stillness that met me even while the storm was raging. You've always come, you never make me wait alone, even when you're quiet, you are close. Even when you don't change the circumstance, you change me in it. You make room for peace before the victory comes. And that's the kind of God I can trust. I trust you, Lord, not just with what I understand, but with what I don't. I trust you with my heart, even the parts that are still healing, even the ones that are still learning to open again. You're patient with me, you're gentle with me, you're safe. I've been in places where I didn't feel safe to be myself. Places where I had to hide my need, hide my fear, hide my weariness, but not with you. You welcome the whole me, the joyful, the weary, the wondering and the waiting. So I let go of pretense tonight. No masks, no pretending, just me, just this moment, just a heart, trying to find rest, and you meet me in it. Not with shame, not with judgment, but with kindness. Your kindness is what brings me to tears. Not guilt, not fear, but the way you look at me with love, even when I feel undeserving. The way you speak gently, even when I feel like I've failed. The way you keep showing up, even when I struggle to believe. Faith doesn't mean never doubting. Faith means bringing my doubts to you, and I do. I bring them tonight, and I let you carry the weight of them, because you never asked me to solve you, just to trust you. Let that trust grow deeper now. Like roots settling into good soil, like a hand held a little tighter, like a breath that reaches further into the lungs. Trust that you are who you say you are. Trust that I am who you say I am. Beloved, held, safe. Let those truths anchor me tonight. Let them become the bed I lie on. Let them shape my dreams. Let them speak to my fears. Let them hold me even when the world feels unpredictable, because you are not. You are the same yesterday, today, and forever. Not moody, not distant, not conditional. Always good, always near, always full of mercy. And your mercy is new every morning, but I'm thankful it's available tonight too. Before I wake, before the sun rises, before I have to face anything, you're already pouring out mercy, already whispering grace, already preparing peace for me to walk in. That's how deeply you care. Not just about my spirit but my sleep, not just about my eternity, but my rest tonight. You care about the little things, the way my thoughts race, the way my body tenses, the way I sometimes forget to breathe deeply. So you remind me now, slow down, let go, breathe again, not because the world is perfect but because you are present, you are here, and that makes all the difference. You never enter a room without bringing peace. Not artificial calm, but the kind of peace that steadies the heart, that softens the muscles, that slows the breath, that makes me feel held without a word. That's what I feel now. Your peace, your nearness, your hand on my shoulder. You don't just forgive, you restore. You don't just listen, you understand. You don't just speak, you comfort. And tonight, I receive all of it. I let it in. I stop resisting the love I didn't think I earned. Because the truth is, I never had to earn it. Your love is a gift, freely given, generously poured out, consistently offered. No matter how many times I forget, you love me because that's who you are, and I am learning to believe it more each day. Even now, as I lie here, quiet, tired, maybe a little uncertain, you see me with joy. You're not waiting for me to be stronger, happier or more impressive. You're just glad I came. So I stay here, Lord, not rushing, not escaping, just staying, just being, because being with you changes me, even without words, even without answers, even in the silence. There's beauty in this silence, not the kind that feels empty, but the kind that feels full, full of comfort, full of presence, full of you. Let me linger here, wrapped in that beauty, wrapped in you. Let my body relax now, Lord. Let my thoughts untangle. Let my heart release what it's been gripping too tightly. Let your peace be the only thing I hold on to, because that peace isn't fragile, it's unshakable, and I'm learning that I can rest in it. You are the God who sings over me while I sleep, the God who places a hedge of protection around my home, the one who keeps watch while I rest, the one who never grows tired, never forgets, never stops loving. So I stop now, Lord. I stop trying to solve, stop trying to earn, stop trying to carry, and I let you take over. Just for the night, just for this sacred moment, I let you be God and I rest in being your child. There is something sacred about the quiet moments before sleep. The world grows still, the distractions fade, and my soul remembers what it truly longs for. Not noise, not answers, not resolution, but presence. Your presence, Lord. It isn't always easy to slow down. My thoughts spin like wheels. My memories surface uninvited. I think of what I said, what I didn't say, what I wish I could do differently. But you are not here to judge me. You are here to stay with me. Even in the storm of my own mind, you are my anchor. You are not overwhelmed by the waves. You are not surprised by my worries. You see each one as an invitation to draw closer, to remind me again that I don't have to do this alone. There is no shame in needing you. There is only peace in reaching for you. And so tonight, with everything I am, and everything I'm not, I reach. I open my heart, my hands, my breath, and let you in again. You never left. I know that, but sometimes I forget. Sometimes I look for love in places where it can't last. Sometimes I let the world shape what I believe about myself. But when I'm still like now, I hear you clearly. You say you are mine. That truth rewrites everything, not just who I am, but how I rest. Because when I remember I belong to you, I don't have to prove anything. I don't have to earn peace, I just receive it. Like air, like grace. You're not a distant God. You're the God who steps in, who puts on flesh, who weeps at graves, who walks on water just to reach the boat I'm in. You are Emmanuel, God with us, God with me, here, now. Sometimes I think of you as high above, far off, throned in light and unreachable, but the truth is, you are closer than my skin, closer than my breath. You are the whisper inside the quiet, the comfort that needs no words. I don't always know what to pray, but that has never stopped you from listening. You don't need perfection. You only ask for honesty. So here it is, Lord. I'm tired, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, deep in places I can't name. And yet here you are, meeting me in the middle of that tiredness. You don't scold me. You sit with me. You don't say try harder. You say come to me. And I come. I always want to come. Because when I'm with you, the weight lifts. Even if the world doesn't change, something in me does. My shoulders soften, my breathing slows, my mind stops fighting, and peace, true peace, settles in. I've learned that peace doesn't mean no pain. It means I'm not alone in it. It means there's someone stronger beside me, someone who isn't afraid of sorrow, someone who enters into my hurt and makes it holy by his presence. You did that at the cross. You took on pain, not to avoid it, but to redeem it, to meet us in the depths and raise us into light. Even now, you are doing that in me, not by removing the wound, but by staying with me in it. And sometimes the staying is the miracle. The fact that you don't walk away when others might. The fact that you never call me too much, too complicated, too broken. You just say, I'm here. I hear you now, Jesus. In the stillness, in the breath between thoughts, your presence is so soft, so sure. It wraps around me like a blanket, not smothering, but holding, not demanding, but steady. You always know how to speak in the language my soul understands, even if I can't explain it, even if it doesn't make sense to anyone else. You know me that deeply, and that makes me feel safe, seen, cherished. I don't have to be perfect to be loved. I don't have to be strong to be held. I don't have to be whole to be healed. You start where I am. You begin in the mess. You shine brightest in the broken spaces, because you are not afraid of brokenness. You restore it. You've done it before, so many times, and I know you will do it again, even if I don't see how, even if I can't feel the change yet. Faith says, you are working. Hope says you are not done. So I let go of my timeline, my pressure, my fear of not being enough. I let go, and I hold on to you, not because I'm strong, but because you are. You've always been. Even when I've doubted, you stayed. Even when I've wandered, you waited. Even when I've hidden, you came looking. You are the shepherd who never stops pursuing, and I am the one you joyfully carry back. That image stays with me now, me, tired, and worn on your shoulders, carried, safe, loved. You don't just guide, you lift, you restore. You are restoring something in me tonight, even if I don't fully know what. A quiet courage, a deeper trust, a softened heart, a steadier breath. You're putting things in order, gently, like a potter with clay. I am clay in your hands, and that is a comfort, not a fear, because you are a good creator. You shape with wisdom, you form with tenderness, you press with care, and you never drop what you shape. So I yield again, not just tonight but always. I yield my anxiety, my identity, my plans, my worries, and I receive what you give in return: peace, joy, love, rest. Let that rest be deep tonight, Lord. Let it reach into every corner of my being. Let it cleanse the noise, clear the clutter, quiet the critic inside me. Let your voice be the only one I hear, and let that voice sing peace. You are the God who sings over me. Your song isn't rushed, it isn't loud, it isn't filled with demands. It's gentle, loving, like a lullaby for my soul, like a promise I can trust with my whole weight. So I give you my weight now, Jesus. The heaviness, the wondering, the hoping, the fears I didn't speak aloud, all of it. I give it over, and I breathe in you. You are the breath that doesn't run out. You are the peace that doesn't end. You are the nightlight that never flickers. You are the hand I can always reach for, even when I don't see, even when I don't understand, even when I'm too tired to pray. You pray for me. That's what your word says, that you intercede for me, that you speak my name in heaven, that you carry me before the Father, not as a burden, but as your beloved. That truth stills me more than anything. So let me rest in that truth now. Let my heart grow quiet in your nearness. Let sleep come softly, like grace drifting over my soul, because I know you're not just watching over me, you're with me, and that makes all the difference. There is something about the quiet of the night that invites me to be honest. The masks of the day come off, the roles I play fall silent, and what's left is just me, a soul in need of rest, a heart in need of grace, a spirit reaching for something constant. And you, Lord, are constant, not just in story, not just in theology, but here, now, constant like the moon that rises without fail, constant like the tide that kisses the shore, constant like the breath you give me even when I forget to be grateful for it. Sometimes I wonder if I'm too much, too tired, too complicated, too broken, but you never once called me too much. You just call me yours. Tonight I'm not trying to impress you. I'm not trying to be the best version of myself. I'm just trying to be honest, to show up, to lay it all down. The stress, the shame, the small regrets I carry like stones in my pockets. I empty them now, stone by stone, thought by thought. I lay it all at your feet, and you don't flinch. You don't step back. You kneel down and gather what I drop. You say, let me carry this. And you do. You carry burdens too heavy for me. You carry wounds I don't know how to speak aloud. You carry doubts that I try to hide. And still you love me, not less because of them, maybe even more gently because of them. You are a gentle God, not cold, not harsh, not transactional. You speak in whispers. You arrive in stillness. You comfort with nearness. And tonight that's all I really need, nearness. I don't need lightning. I don't need thunder. I don't need miracles or signs. I just need to know you're here. And I do, because peace like this doesn't come from anywhere else. I feel it in the way my breath slows. I feel it in the way my shoulders drop. I feel it in the way the tears don't sting. They just fall freely, like rain that knows it's landing in soft ground. You've made my soul soft again, not hardened by pain, not brittle from pressure, soft like clay, soft like the heart of someone who's remembered their love. And I have. I remember now. You love me. You love me when I'm strong. You love me when I'm weak. You love me when I'm clear and confident. You love me when I'm clouded with confusion. You love me when I shine. You love me when I'm shattered. And you don't leave. That's what changes everything. You don't walk away when the mess gets real. You don't withdraw when the healing is slow. You don't give up when I start to doubt. You stay. You stay through it all. Staying is love. In a world that moves on fast, you remain, not impatient, not frustrated, just present. And present love heals more deeply than anything else. I used to think healing would be loud, like a miracle in a moment. But sometimes healing is quiet. A whisper that says, it's okay to rest now. A sigh that says, you're not alone anymore. A silence that's full of sacredness. That's what I feel tonight. Not emptiness, but sacred stillness, like the quiet after a storm, like the hush of holy ground. You are here, and that is holy enough for me. I don't need all the answers. I just need to know you have them. I don't need the plan tonight. I just need to know I'm in your hands. And I am, held, cradled in a grace that will not let me go. So I exhale now. All the expectations, all the pressure, all the comparisons, I let them go. They are too heavy for sleep. They are too heavy for joy. They are too heavy for this moment. And you never asked me to carry them. You never asked me to live up to a version of myself I invented. You only asked me to come. Come weary, come burdened, come as I am. And you promised rest. So here I am, not with answers, not with accomplishments, just with open hands. And you meet me. You fill what's empty. You breathe on what's tired. You remind me I am loved. And that is enough. Let that truth echo through my sleep. Let it cradle every dream. Let it seep into every cell of my being, so that when I wake, I rise already loved, already secure, already whole in you, because nothing I face tomorrow can change who I am in you. No failure, no fear, no unexpected turn. Nothing can undo what you have already declared. I am yours, and you are mine, not because I earned it, but because you gave yourself freely, fully, forever. Your love has no end, no limit, no expiration. It stretches through night and day alike. You are the God of my waking, and you are the God of my resting. You bless both. You bless me in both. And tonight I receive that blessing, not as reward but as relationship. I'm not just a follower. I'm a child. I'm not just a servant. I'm a beloved one. And that identity, that truth, it changes how I lie down. It changes how I breathe. It changes everything. Let me breathe you in now, Lord. Let peace travel into every corner of my lungs. Let grace fill the spaces where anxiety once lived. Let joy return to places I forgot how to smile. You make all things new, even tonight, even now. Even now, even in this sleep, you are working. Even in my stillness, you are weaving mercy. Even in my silence, you are singing songs over me. I don't have to see it to believe it, because you've proven it, time and time again, in the small moments. In the hidden kindness, in the unexpected comfort. You are a faithful God, and tonight, I rest in that faithfulness. Not my faith, but yours. Not my strength, but yours. Not my hold on you, but yours on me. And you never let go, so I let go of the need to know, of the fear of the future, of the replaying of today. I place it all in your hands, and I trust that you'll hold it with care. You always have. You always will. And for tonight, that's enough. There are nights, Lord, when I feel like a small flame in the wind, flickering, fragile, afraid the next gust will blow me out. But you remind me I was never meant to keep my light burning alone. You are the fire, and I rest inside your flame. You don't need me to be strong tonight. You only ask that I stay close, that I don't run away when I feel faint, that I don't hide when the world becomes heavy, that I don't hide when the world becomes heavy, that I remember who you are when I've forgotten who I am. You've never asked for perfection, only presence. You invite me into rest, even when I feel undeserving, even when I feel like I've fallen short. You don't keep count the way the world does. You keep love. You keep grace. You keep me. That's the peace I feel tonight, not because everything is easy, but because you are here, and you are enough. Your nearness quiets what my thoughts cannot. Your presence reaches places my own strength can't touch. Even when the world expects performance, you offer peace. Even when I feel I must prove myself, you remind me I am already loved. Nothing earned, nothing performed, just loved, deeply and without pause. I hear you in the silence, like a whisper carried on still waters. You are not far off. You're not waiting for a better version of me. You are here, in this moment, loving me exactly as I am. You see the part of me that's still scared, the part that remembers hurt, the part that doubts quietly while I nod through prayers. And you don't recoil. You draw closer. You speak peace to the places where fear once ruled. You soften what I thought was beyond healing. Soften me again tonight, Lord. Where I've become hardened by disappointment, break through. Where I've shielded my heart from hope, gently open it again. Where I've carried burdens too long, invite me to lay them down. Because you know I can't do this alone. I was never made to, and you've never expected me to. You walk with me in the dark. You speak light into my night. You are the shepherd who leads even through shadowed valleys. Let me walk behind you tonight, not ahead, not on my own, just close behind, trusting that every step you take is made with me in mind. You see the ground I cannot. You steady the way I cannot. Let your staff guide me. Let your voice direct me. Let your peace anchor me when the wind picks up again. Because peace doesn't come from knowing the path. It comes from knowing the one who leads. And I do know you, Jesus. Maybe not fully, maybe not with perfect understanding, but I know you in the way a tired heart knows safety. I know you in the way my spirit softens at the sound of your name. I know you in the stillness that follows when I whisper, be near. You are near, even when I don't feel it, even when the night is long, even when the answers don't come. You are near, not watching from a distance, but with me, within me, walking beside me. That nearness changes everything. It turns fear into faith. It turns silence into comfort. It turns tiredness into surrender, not because all my questions are answered, but because you are enough. Let me breathe in that truth now, deep and slow. Inhale peace. Exhale pressure. Inhale grace. Exhale striving. Let every breath be a reminder, you are holding me. You've been holding me all along. Through the seasons I forgot you. Through the days I pushed you away. Through the nights I couldn't pray. You stayed, always. Steady, faithful. You are the same tonight. The same God who comforted Elijah under the tree. The same God who healed the woman who touched your robe. The same God who forgave Peter after the denial. You don't change when I do. You remain constant. Constant love, constant mercy, constant patience, constant invitation, always calling me closer, not to perform, but to rest, not to explain but to be known. You know me, Jesus. You know my thoughts before I speak them. You know my fears before I name them. You know my story better than I do, and you still choose to stay. That kind of love feels impossible, but with you it's reality. I don't have to understand it fully to receive it, so I do. Right now, in this moment, with this breath, I receive your love again, not as a theory, but as presence, as comfort, as truth. Breath, wrap it around me like a blanket. Let it soothe every anxious thought. Let it silence the lies that creep in when I'm alone. Let it remind me that I am not forgotten, not left behind, not overlooked, just deeply, endlessly loved. Love like that transforms sleep. It transforms the way I lie down. It transforms the way I wake up. It transforms the way I see myself in the morning mirror, because I don't have to perform my worth. It is already written in your hands, in your wounds, in your word. That word says I am chosen, that I am beloved, that I am a new creation, that I am seated with you in heavenly places. Not someday but now. Even when I don't feel it, you declare it. And what you declare never returns empty. It does its work. It reshapes me little by little, breath by breath. So tonight I let that word work again. I let it renew me from the inside out. Quietly, softly, steadily. Let sleep be holy tonight. Let it be more than rest. Let it be restoration. Let dreams carry truth instead of fear. Let my body feel light instead of heavy. Let my soul find home in you. Because you are my home. No matter where I go, no matter what I face, you are the place I return to. The place where striving ends. The place where grace begins. You are my first breath, and you'll be my last, and you are with me in between. So I stop running, I stop worrying, I stop trying to hold what only you can carry. I give it over, all of it, and I return to you, to the God who never left. Thank you for not leaving, even when I doubted, even when I drifted, even when I got tired of waiting. You never moved. You waited for me to turn around and then you ran to meet me. That's who you are. Not just a God of holiness, but a God of arms wide open. Not just a judge, but a father. Not just a ruler, but a friend. Not just a savior, but my safe place. Let me sleep in that safety now. Let my heart slow. Let my thoughts loosen. Let my muscles release the tension I didn't know I held. Let your presence wrap around me like ocean water holding a floating child. I am held, not barely, not conditionally, held completely, held securely, held forever, and I need nothing else more than that. So I rest now, not as someone who has everything figured out, but as someone who is loved through it all. You are enough. You've always been enough. And tonight you are more than enough. The stillness of night has a way of magnifying what's inside. When everything else grows quiet, my heart speaks a little louder. Sometimes with peace, sometimes with fear, sometimes with questions too deep for words. But whatever the voice sounds like tonight, you meet me in it. You don't wait for me to find perfect silence. You don't demand that I fix every thought. You meet me in the middle of my doubts, my hopes, my unfinished thoughts. You are already there waiting with love. You are not a God who waits at a distance. You don't make me come all the way to you. You run to me, like a father to a child, like light to darkness, like grace to a weary soul. Always first, always near. There's a comfort in knowing that even before I ask, you already know. Before I whisper a single word, you've already heard. And you don't just hear, you care. You respond not with judgment, but with kindness. Tonight I bring you everything I carry, the burdens too small to speak of, the longings I've hidden even from myself, the tiredness I can't explain. I place them all in your hands, because your hands are safe, and you know what to do with the things I don't. You know how to turn sorrow into seed. You know how to take brokenness and make it beautiful. You know how to breathe over what feels dead and call it alive again. You did it then. You do it now. You'll do it again. You never change. You are the same yesterday, today, and forever. And yet you meet me as if for the first time, fully present, fully listening, fully loving. Let me rest in that kind of love tonight. The kind that doesn't shift, the kind that doesn't grow cold, the kind that holds steady even when I don't. That's who you are. I have nothing to prove with you. No report card to show. No mask to wear. You see through all of it. And still, you call me beloved. You call me chosen. You call me yours. Let those words echo in the silence. Let them settle over my mind and soften every place that's grown weary. Let your truth be louder than my fears. Let your peace hush every inner storm. You never told me I wouldn't face storms. You only said you'd be with me through them, and that's what makes all the difference. Not the absence of pain, but the presence of the Comforter. Holy Spirit, you are here, resting over me like a gentle wind, not disruptive but healing. You breathe peace into corners I forgot to visit. You illuminate memories I thought were lost, and you speak redemption over them. You are the Spirit who restores, not just externally, but within, in places too deep for language, in wounds I stopped tending to. You go where I can't, and you bring light. Let that light spread now, from the top of my head to the soles of my feet, a warmth that isn't just felt, it's known, a comfort that reminds me I am not alone. I've never been, even when I thought I was. Even in the loneliest nights, you were beside me. You counted my tears. You understood the silence. You waited patiently for me to notice that you had never left. That kind of faithfulness humbles me, because I know I've wandered. I've chased other voices, I've listened to lies, but you never held it against me. You only held out your arms and said, "Come home." And I did, and I do. Over and over, I come home to you, to the place where shame is disarmed and fear is quieted, to the place where my name is not forgotten, but sung with joy. You are not ashamed of me. You are not disappointed. You are delighted because I'm yours. Even when I feel messy, even when I feel tired, you see something in me that is still good, still worth loving. That's who you are, Jesus. The one who sees the best in me even when I don't. The one who calls life out of dry bones. The one who speaks light into darkness. The one who says, "Peace, be still," and it listens. Let me listen now. Let me hear your voice, not as thunder, but as the soft voice I've always known. Let your nearness wrap around me, like a blanket I didn't know I needed, but now never want to live without. I'm not in a hurry tonight, not trying to get somewhere. Not trying to solve something, just here, with you, in the quiet, where the healing happens, where the grace is thick in the air. Let your grace breathe for me. Let it speak where I'm out of words. Let it fill in the gaps I can't name, because you know what I need before I do, and you are already preparing the way. Even in sleep you go before me. You tend to things I can't see. You align pieces I didn't know were out of place. You set miracles in motion, while I lie still, because your love works even when I rest. Let tonight be rest, not escape. Let it be holy, not hurry. Let it be filled with the presence of a God who never sleeps, but invites me to, because you are awake so I don't have to be. You are the keeper of my heart, the watcher of my soul, the one who stays through the night, and I trust you, Lord, not just in the light but here in the dark, because the dark isn't dark to you. You see me clearly. You hold me completely, and nothing can snatch me from your hand. No fear, no failure, no shadow, nothing. So I lie down now, Lord, not in fear, but in faith, not in striving, but in surrender, not in doubt, but in the deep, sure belief that I am loved and I am held. You are here, you've always been, and you always will be. That is enough, more than enough, forever enough.